The third 2014 World Endurance season began in the UK, and for Toyota they were ready to go head-to-head with their big rivals Audi and Porsche.
We have started the 6 hours of Silverstone.
The season started well with the number 7 car of Wirtz and Nakajima and Sarazan taking the first pole of the season and leading into the first corner. They were soon relieved of the pressure they had felt from Audi, who fell victim to the rain, and both cars retired after crashing independently. Whilst the rain worsened, Toyota proved to get the strategy spot on, and it was Toyota 1-2 on track, which converted to a maximum points for the team when the race finished early under a red flag.
We are so delighted to finish first and second, for the first race. What a better start, so really happy. We will enjoy this moment.
It couldn't have been a better start to the season, as the victors were awarded the Tourist Trophy as well. The second round of the WEC took place under blue skies at the historic Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. Toyota started from the front row with the number 7 car having qualified in second, and as the lights went out it was maximum attack from both the red, white and blue prototypes. Lapierre took the lead early on, and after a round of pit stops the teammates were wheel to wheel battling for the lead with the number 8 car just ahead. Anthony Davidson continued to push hard in his stint and impress, as he set fastest lap after fastest lap racing through the Ardennes forest. As the countdown reached 0, the team could relax as they secured their second victory of the year, this time for the number 8 car of Lapierre, Buemi and Davidson.
Since the Porsche 14 retired, it was a bit easier for us because it would have been a very tight fight between them and us, but in the end we get this second win. It's a perfect beginning of the season.
Next up, the 82nd edition of the Le Mans, and Kazuki Nakajima became the first Japanese driver to conquer pole at the 24-hour race in his Toyota hybrid. Alex Wirtz took the lead from the start and quickly created a gap between him and the second-place car, the number 8 Toyota. But as the rain caused disruption, Lapierre took a heavy impact into the barriers, causing considerable damage. He was able to return the car to the pits to be repaired, and after a superb effort from the team, they only lost 8 laps before they rejoined the race. Meanwhile, the number 7 car continued to lead the race into the night, making steady progress through traffic. But in the early dawn at 5 AM, the car slowed to a halt with electrical problems and was forced to retire. Despite the trouble, the number 8 car managed to climb back up from 47th to 3rd to take a very credible podium position. And after their 2 wins already this season, they remained firmly at the top of the championship standings. For the 4th race of the year, the roadshow moved to Texas and the circuit of the Americas, where the Le Mans spirit was high, and teams were all keen to get back to business after a long summer break. The number 8 trio of Buemi, Davidson and Lapierre took pole under soaring temperatures. They showed their race pace too, as they took command of the race, leading into turn 1, fending off pressure from the Porsches, and a strong start too for the sister number 7 car with Alex Wirtz at the wheel, picking his way through the field to the front. As Toyota extended the lead, rain began to fall and conditions quickly became treacherous. It was all credit to Mike Conway in his debut with Toyota, as he aquaplaned and kept the car from disaster. Cue the second red flag of the season. The American race restarted as night fell, and the number 8 car was on fighting form, but just couldn't get back into the lead and had to settle for a 3rd position. The good news, they were still ahead of the Audi in the championship standings. The 5th round of the World Endurance Championship was set near the vibrant city of Tokyo at the Fuji Speedway, Toyota's home race. The start of the race was strong from Buemi, side by side with Mark Webber as they approached the first corner, but it's the Toyota that takes the lead. It was quickly challenged by the Audi of Andre Lotterer. Toyota proved that their hybrid system was the force to be reckoned with once again. Buemi retook the lead and set the storyline for the remaining hours. After the first round of pit stops, it was Toyota who owned the race, with the number 7 and number 8 cars battling for the lead on track. And that is where they stayed, in first and second place, to take the checkered flag, with Davidson and Buemi the winners.
Yeah! Toyota, baby!
A perfect weekend for Toyota at their home race in Japan.
We knew we had a strong car. It was amazing, to have such a dominant car in the race. But car 7 kept us honest and we couldn't relax. Although I think they would have been a little bit kind to us if they did close the gap. But you always want to show your speed as a driver and as a car crew. So it was a good fight that we had.
The 6th round of the championship, and we're in Shanghai in China. After a nail-biting qualifying, there is once again a Toyota on the front row, with Buemi in the number 8 car. Toyota left the start line in 2nd and 4th, and as Svjetsko came under pressure from the Audis, defensive driving meant that he maintained his position. An early safety car, and Toyota made the call for both cars to pit in an attempt to avoid the inevitable splash and dash towards the closing moments of the race. And it proved to be a decision that would pay, as both cars charged through the field with a pace that was incomparable, and the duo of Davidson and Buemi lapped all but the sister number 7 car. For the 3rd time this year, Toyota finished 1st and 2nd on track, and again scored maximum championship points.
We knew we had the car to do the job. I think we had slightly different tyre spec to them, so it kind of made sense that we didn't quite fight them hard enough in quali, but great to win. That's what it's all about.
The penultimate round of the World Endurance Championship took place at the Bahrain International Circuit in the dry heat of the desert. It wasn't the picture-perfect start for either of the cars as the light went out, but they soon pulled things back and worked their way up into 3rd and 4th in the early part of the race. After leading, it was high drama for the number 8 car when an alternator problem forced them into the pits. And meanwhile, the number 7 car continued to attack the field and secured the lead and maintained it to win the race. The first win this season for the trio of Svjetsko, Conway and Sarazan. The number 8 car, it was not such a disappointing race as they finished, and Anthony Davidson and Sebastian Buemi were confirmed world champions.
A lot of bad luck this season, so seems to be ended here. So I'm really happy with winning, bringing the victory for Toyota, but also congratulations for my teammates. They won the World Championship, so a good day for us.
Final round of the 2014 World Endurance Championship, we're in South America in the Brazilian city of Sao Paulo. For Toyota, the weekend started well, with cars qualifying in the 2nd and 3rd row of the grid, and as Porsche took 1st and 2nd into the first corner, it was the number 8 car who really put on the pressure for 3rd position. The duo of Davidson and Buemi continued to push hard, and on occasions a little too hard as Buemi took a spin. The battle for the lead continued, primarily between the Porsches and the Toyotas, and the switches in position were almost impossible to keep up with. As the clock counted down towards 0, the number 8 car had managed to push his way through to hold 2nd position. Then in the final hour, huge impact for the Porsche number 20 of Mark Webber. Both drivers were okay, and the race finished under the safety car, with Toyota being crowned world champions. Celebrations on the podium for Davidson and Buemi, and the team delighted with this season's efforts.
I think the most important thing was this year is a fuel consumption race, and we need to adjust our aero configuration to the new regulations. I think we could do the best jobs among 3 manufacturers. We need to start work from tomorrow and to keep these titles next year.